Get home from work to discover husband has willfully neglected our children. I'm leaving him. This is the last fucking straw. Worked a long shift, came home and there was trash and food everywhere. My child, 8M, runs up to me covered in stains and baby formula saying, "Sis is crying real bad, she's hungry." I'm sorry, I tried to feed her. I rush in the nursery and sure enough my daughter's diaper is full, she's screaming and crying, face red. Literally still in her crib. The room is messy with baby formula and chips. I later learned from my son that he had tried to make a bottle for her but didn't know how, so he tried to feed her potato chips to calm her down but she couldn't eat them. He'd been trying to open the door to me in my husband's bedroom. It was locked the whole time while he was in there sleeping. I asked him if he ate and he said not really, just chips, and he tried to take all the food out of the fridge to make something to eat. After feeding and changing my 6-month-old, I literally almost tear that bedroom door down trying to get him to open it, and he opens the door all groggy and says, "What do you want?" clearly annoyed. I tear him a new one and scream at him that our children haven't eaten all day cause his lazy ass couldn't wake up and care for them. He just stares at me dumbfounded and is like, "Oh my bad, I thought they ate before you went to work." I'm crying at this point. He stayed up all night playing video games and promised he'd wake up and stay up for the kids. I should have known better. I told him I wasn't gonna get our kids taken away cause of him and that we were over. I'm shaking. Literally have never been so mad in my life. And all he can say is sorry. I don't know where I'm going but I have to leave. I hugged my son, told him he did his best and I was proud of him for taking care of his sister. So sad he even had to do that. Edit, if you say, "Well, you chose to have kids with him, you're just as bad for choosing to have kids with him. I know you're not an adult and or lack critical thinking skills." Update. I asked him to leave the apartment. We're both on the lease technically but I really didn't care at that point. Said he needed to leave or I'd tell the police that he failed to care for our 2 children. He got super angry with me, said it was a mistake and it wouldn't happen again. I said I didn't care, pack your shit and go stay with your dad. Needless to say, after some intense arguing, he went on a rampage destroying stuff around the apartment. TV, dishes, mirrors. He made a complete mess of our room and living room. I just let him, I was recording everything anyways. My son came out asking what's going on and I told him to lock himself in the nursery with his sister. I didn't think he would try to do anything to them but I've read way too many stories. I had to stop recording to call the police. I yelled at him to calm down cause the police were on the way and all I will say is he put his hands on me and I had to fight him off. I apologize if this is triggering at all, I'm trying to water it down. He did get arrested and all 3 of us are relatively unharmed. I just have some light bruises on my arm. My mom is taking the kids so I can attempt to get the apartment cleaned and replace what I can afford. Sorry this isn't the happy ending you are all wanting. I felt as though it was important to update since so many of you were worried but we are fine. My son has just been oddly quiet and I feel awful. Hopefully I can take him out for a treat or something soon when I get this mess sorted out. I probably won't respond to many comments as I'm very tired and stressed. It's taking so much energy to even type this. Sorry if it's not the best written update, I tried. Thank you for the support, better days are ahead hopefully. Sharp comment. She worked a 10-hour shift, and he thought the kids could get by on a meal she would have given them before she left? How often does he think babies and children eat? Sharp comment 2. We have literal employment laws that allow for breaks to eat for fuck's sake. Babies eat all the time. This guy is a piece of shit and I want to headbutt him after reading all this. I have 3 kids and I am not the perfect parent, far from it, but each day I try to be better. This fuck didn't even try and took steps to prevent any annoyance. He should just cut his balls off so he can't have any more kids. Sharp comment 3. Dad refusing to help out or show correct way to do it, angry when child fails? Ignoring he's literally set the kid up to fail. Sharp comment 4. It reminded me of Good Night, Mr. Tom when the protagonist's baby sister dies of starvation, and he only gets over blaming himself, he's just a little boy as well, when he sees a woman breastfeeding, and realizes what infants need and why he couldn't have saved his sister. Bloody heartbreaking. Sharp comment 5. You know that kid tried waking dad up when he was panicking and dad locked the door. Sharp comment 6. I straight up cried. I hate it when people are mean to kids.